The homestand continues for Atlanta United 2, but this time around, it's one of their toughest tests to date. The Eastern Conference champion Tampa Bay Rowdies come to town to Fifth Third. It's the USL Championship on ESPN Plus next. Time for some midweek action at the Fraction with the USL Championship on ESPN Plus. Atlanta United 2 comes into match number 3 on the season with 2 1-0 losses. But they host the Tampa Bay Rowdies tonight, who come in with a record of 1-0-1 here early in 2022. Flags flying in the breeze, and alongside Jason Longshore, I am John Nelson, and thanks for accessing us however you are doing so. Jason, when you reference Tampa Bay, all you really do is start with a lot of superlatives.
One of the top teams in the Eastern Conference, a team that's expected to contend for a title. They've had Atlanta United 2's number as well, 7-0-3 all time and 4-0-1 here in Atlanta.
So let's focus on some of the players we're keeping an eye on tonight, starting off with the visitors and the guy who had a brace here in Kennesaw last time out, the captain.
The Montevideo native Sebastian Guenzadi developed at Peñarol. He's been in the United States for quite a while, 54 career goals for the Tampa Bay Rowdies. This is his 98th start in Tampa Bay history, 21 goals last season.
And for Atlanta United, too, someone who might be tasked with stopping Sebastian Guenzadi.
Noah Cobb, at 16 years old, is not going to be afraid of facing a guy like Guenzadi, a little bit of a legend in USL Championship play. Noah Cobb trained with Atlanta United's MLS side throughout the preseason, was part of the trip to Guadalajara in preseason, and he signed his professional contract today.
So when we come back, we will give you a look at starting 11s and get you ready for a big test, a big early test for Atlanta United 2 with the Tampa Bay Rowdies coming to town. Stick and stay. We'll be right back. It's the USL Championship on ESPN Plus.
BB&T and SunTrust are now Truest, together for better.
You wouldn't put your team on the same field as the pros. So why would you take them to the same doctor? From growth plates to emotional needs, teens are different than adult athletes. Take them where they're treated that way.
Los accidentes suceden sin avisar y conseguir el tratamiento médico que usted o un familiar merece puede resultar difícil si no cuenta con la ayuda de un buen abogado. Por eso nos dedicamos a pelear por sus derechos, asegurándonos que usted no solo reciba la compensación que merece, sino que también reciba la mejor atención médica. Le atendemos en español. 404-888-8888. Bader Law Firm, comprometidos con usted y su familia.
Piedmont believes in the people powering Georgia. It's why we're leading real change in healthcare, to give you a better, seamless, more unified experience, so you can simply access and manage your care all in one place, with tools that make it easy to find and book a doctor from almost anywhere, anytime, and even check in before you walk in. Let's keep powering Georgia's growth. Piedmont, real change lives here.
BB&T and SunTrust are now Truest, together for better.
Welcome back to Kennesaw. Let's get you into the starting lineups for both Atlanta United 2 and for the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Both clubs had a couple of changes. We'll start with the visitors. Jason, here in 2022, no Evan Loro, no Forrest Lasso. they just keep right on rolling.
Tons of experience still with this Rowdies team. Many players, over 100 games, a couple over 200 games in the USL Championship. That holding midfield, Ekra and Hilton. Tons of experience between the two of them.
For Atlanta United 2, first things first, no Aiden McFadden because of the red card last time out. There are a couple of changes here for Jack Collison.
Nowhere near as much experience on the Atlanta United 2 side, but Mikey Ambrose holding things down in the back. Keep an eye on Grant Howard from Atlanta United's academy. He's been very good in preseason. He's starting it right back in place of McFadden.
So those are your starting lineups, and the man in the middle tonight is William Steffen. Your assistants, Brian Marshall and Kevin Hewitt. Your fourth this evening is Alexander Zhelyazhkov. Steffen was in the middle last year here in Kennesaw for the Atlanta United 2 6-2 win over Indy 11, the natural hat trick from Tyler Wolf. As you're watching here in the first 45, Atlanta United 2 in their black with the red stripe. They're going to be working from left to right. Jackson Conway trying to work towards C.J. Cochran. Cochran will send it away. Your lineup's brought to us by our friends at Bader Scott Injury Lawyers. Tampa Bay in their standard green and gold. Noah Cobb will send his first touch back to Dylan Castanera. Steven Dos Santos chasing at the moment. Mikey Ambrose to Robbie Mertz. Castanera bringing it forward a little bit outside the 18, looking for David Mejia. Mejia does keep it in. Well done there. Matthew Brick will track it down. Back to Ambrose. Efren Morales with his first touch. Three Rowdies close in on him. Goes back to Mikey Ambrose. Pass intercepted. LaCava. But no one on the end of that, and it'll end up with Castanera as we're a minute 15 in.
Atlanta has to be brave to play out of the back. Tampa Bay will make it difficult. They'll try to close down the spaces as Atlanta moves forward.
Ambrose to Brick. Nicholas Firmino's first touch. Gets away from LaCava. Morales and Cobb. Grant Howard. Quick touches. Well done there by Eric Centeno to get away from Leo Fernandez. It ends up going back to Castanera one more time as we close in here on the third minute. Cobb through center circle. The hop gets away from Mejia. Jordan Scarlett will backtrack, and it will go all the way back to C.J. Cochran. Mejia in pursuit very, very quickly there. Almost got it. Robbie Mertz with a touch. The pressure from Atlanta United 2 right there in full force against Tampa Bay here in the third minute.
This is where Atlanta will be aggressive, and we can get into the keys of the game because that's one of the things that Atlanta United 2 will be looking to do. Press up high. It's a young team, and they're going to be looking to take those chances, make C.J. Cochran uncomfortable in the back.
Scarlett back to C.J. Cochran. Connor Antley over to Aaron Guillen. Guillen with the left, looking for Steven Dos Santos. Flicks it, looking for LaCava. Well done by Firmino to gain possession back for Atlanta United 2.
Firmino playing in more of a holding role here than his previous stops with the New England Revolution and Union Omaha. Really taking to this position nicely. 8 duels won last week.
Jan Ekra challenging Firmino briefly. Sent back to Castanera. Sebastian Dalgard is there. Robbie Mertz wearing the captain's armband tonight. Gets possession for Atlanta United 2. Loses his footing. Finds Morales. Well done to spin away there. Matthew Brick. Back to Mikey Ambrose. Big switch from Ambrose to Howard. Big hop. Can't quite control it, so it'll be a throw for Tampa Bay. Working quickly. Ekra looking for Dos Santos. Took a big hop over him, and that takes some doing. Brick. Long ball looking for Jackson Conway. Too much there. Connor Antley was there defending for the visitors, and he'll end up with it from Cochran quickly.
Something that you'll see with Atlanta United, too. They want to build out of the back. They want to build up the play down the flanks. But if it's on over the top, they're not afraid to look for Jackson Conway on that quick vertical ball or David Mejia with his pace.
Mejia pressuring Jordan Scarlett. Dalgard gets away from Matthew Brick towards center circle. Down the left-hand side, it's Fernandez. Howard. Fernandez sends it in over LaCava, and close opportunity there for Tampa Bay here halfway through the 5th minute.
Didn't really test Dylan Castanera there on the backside. We talked about the keys for Atlanta a little bit on that early pressure. It's a young team. They're going to have to play like young Lions. That's something Jack Collison has called this group consistently. On the Tampa Bay side, this is a team that's very good on the road. They won 10 times away from home last season. And it's a team with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder, maybe a little bit bitter about how things ended last year. Everyone thought that at home they would be the team lifting the USL Cup at the end of the year. They were not. They've got a lot to try to change this season with a better finish to the year.
Connor Antley in possession for Tampa Bay. Dos Santos backtracking. He gets it poked away nicely there by Morales. Mejia now with the turn, looking for Jackson Conway. Steps away, and our first whistle on the night. Foul halfway through the 6th minute.
Nice footwork from Big Jackson up top. That's something that he's going to have to keep adding to his game. The ability to be a bit of a target at times and hold up the play and bring others into it. Didn't force anything here, pulls it back, draws the foul, gets Atlanta forward into the attacking half.
Mikey Ambrose leaves for Matthew Brick. Brick gets away from Dos Santos, back to Morales. Noah Cobb. Guenzadi was in pursuit. Howard. Centeno trying to get away from 2 Tampa Bay players. Sends it back to Cobb. Cobb will end up sending it back to Castanera. Drawing Tampa Bay out. Looking towards center circle. Jackson Conway chests it down. He's got Mejia. And gets in between Mejia's feet. Can't quite control it. Ends up with Jordan Scarlett and all the way back to C.J. Cochran.
Mejia was trying to take that first touch inside. Wanted to place it past the defender. Couldn't quite pull it off.
Well done there by Mikey Ambrose to win the initial ball from Dos Santos, but it ends up with Tampa Bay down the left-hand side. Working toward the edge of the 18, toward LaCava. LaCava in with the left, blocked by Howard, sent away by Howard. Nice outlet to Eric Centeno. Centeno trying to find Conway. Conway in a battle there with Connor Antley. Antley gets possession for Tampa Bay.
Antley, the Atlanta native, developed down at South Georgia Tormenta, first in USL League 2, then USL League 1, before making the jump to the USL Championship.
Was with Indy before his time in Tampa Bay. Once again with possession. Looking for Dos Santos. Dos Santos to Sebastian Dalgard. Dalgard back to Jordan Scarlett. Working side to side. As Neil Collins teams do at the back. Jan Ekra with a touch. Looking up and over for Sebastian Guenzadi. Well defended there by Noah Cobb.
Good tackle from the 16-year-old Cobb, but here comes Tampa right back at him.
Guenzadi gets away from Howard. Guillen had it. Now Ekra and Jordan Scarlett. Scarlett gets away from Mejia. Charging. Jordan Scarlett still with possession. A lot of possession. Tries to send it toward the top of the 6. Knocked away briefly by Howard. LaCava wants to set up that left. Blocked again by Noah Cobb. Sent away. It'll be a deep throw for Tampa Bay here in the 9th minute.
Tampa Bay relentless. They take the throw quickly.
Guillen. Fernandez and Guenzadi. Centeno well done there.
Now he has to play his way out of trouble. Tampa Bay will stay and make it difficult for Atlanta here.
Cobb gets away from Dos Santos. Morales with possession. Passed too much there looking for Robbie Mertz. Hilton was there for the Rowdies. Slipped by Morales and inside the 18. Just toward the top of the 6. Knocked away again by Atlanta United 2 and Noah Cobb. Centeno and Morales sends it out. And it's going to be another throw, but they're just going to say last touch by Tampa Bay. It'll be a throw for the Twos here as we come up on the 10th minute.
The Rowdies do not give you a chance to breathe. Atlanta United 2, a young team. Young teams at times switch off. Tampa Bay doesn't give you that luxury.
Scarlett. Mejia in pursuit. Chasing it all the way back to C.J. Cochran. Cochran sends it forward with the right. And Guillen will send it all the way back to Cochran. They'll start it over again. Antley. Guillen to his left. He'll go to Scarlett to his right. David Mejia creeping in. Found LaCava. Foul on Firmino. Halfway through the 10th minute. You mentioned Tampa Bay not giving Atlanta United 2 a chance to breathe. Starting quickly once again. Back to C.J. Cochran. Cochran looking towards center circle. Howard was there after the initial duel was won by Noah Cobb, excuse me. Once again, quickly in Tampa Bay. Wasting absolutely no time. Fernandez tries to send it inside the area. Sent up into the air by Mikey Ambrose, and it's going to be a corner here early in the 11th minute for Tampa Bay. Lewis Hilton going to take.
That's one where Atlanta has to make a little bit of a complaint to the referee crew. The throw was taken quickly, no problem with that. It wasn't taken anywhere near where the ball went out. You've got to find ways to slow things down at times. Little lessons for a young team. Some of the veterans have to pick up that slack with this group.
Mejia marking in case it's a short corner. The option that's there. Hilton with the right. Far post. Headed away. Going to be a very deep throw. Very much close to the corner flag over on the far side. Looks like Sebastian Guenzadi will be the one to bring it in for Tampa Bay.
Brick placed it where he wanted. He didn't give up the corner. Look at the Alpharetta native, C.J. Cochran. Played in college here in the metro area with Georgia State.
Throw inside the 18. Atlanta United 2 saying that Steven Dos Santos was the last one to touch. It's going to be a corner, another corner. This time over on the far side for the Tampa Bay Rowdies halfway through the 12th. Leo Fernandez lining up behind it. For the green and gold, Lewis Hilton is there as an option. Looking toward top of the sixth. Bounced around. One swing, and it's sent up in the air and away by Morales. But once again, Tampa Bay is right there. Jan Ekra and Guillen. Guillen with the left looking for the big switch. Chested down. Antley. Dalgard is there. Chip, far post, headed up and over. The chance was there for Tampa Bay early in the 13th. Sebastian Guenzadi missed just by a bit.
Atlanta United 2 gave Guillen way too much time to hit that long diagonal. Dalgard takes it to the end line, and Atlanta's pulled out of shape. It all starts with not closing down Guillen fast enough.
Mikey Ambrose. Morales. Matthew Brick. Firmino. LaCava there defending. It'll be a throw for Atlanta United 2.
Atlanta has to ride this out. They're facing one of the best teams in the USL Championship, definitely one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference. They're going to get outplayed in some phases of the game. They have to be able to hold on when those moments come.
LaCava gets away from Mejia, wants the left, blocked by Cobb. It's going to be another corner for Tampa Bay. There's Neil Collins in his 5th season, the head coach for Tampa Bay.
Played for the Rowdies, played over 200 times with Sheffield United. He was your USL Championship Coach of the Year last season. Wants to add another title to his name, to his CV at the end of this one.
Hilton with an in-swinger. Looking top of the 6th, punched away by Castanera. Ekra will get there on the volley and the hop. The idea by Dalgard, up and over, goal kick.
The half volley from Sebastian Dalgard kind of slices underneath it. It's always floating over the frame. But it's been all Tampa Bay in the first 14 minutes. Atlanta United 2 struggling to play out of the back, which is their character, which is what they will always try to do. But they're also struggling at times defending this high-powered attack.
Well placed by Castanera, finding Robbie Mertz. Down the left-hand side, Mertz trying to get away from Lewis Hilton. Hilton ends up with possession. But as Jordan Scarlett.
That's great work from Atlanta United 2 to press Jordan Scarlett and force that turnover. Atlanta has to pick up the pace.
Mikey Ambrose trying to do just that. Center circle, Robbie Mertz. Morales. LaCava trying to regain possession for Tampa Bay. Heavy touch. Mejia tries to regain it up and over Mertz. Jan Ekra is there for Tampa Bay. As the visitors have possession once again. Guillen. Fernandez. Guenzadi. Very, very quick passing here by Tampa Bay. Ekra in a duel with Firmino, and they're going to call a foul on Firmino here early minute 16 on Jan Ekra.
That's a good decision from Firmino, though. Tampa Bay trying to pass quick to pull Atlanta out of shape. They were very aggressive near midfield with their pressure. Howard stepped up very high. Firmino has to win that tackle, or he has to break up the play. Smart decision from Nicolas Firmino.
Steven Dos Santos, after fixing an untied boot, now back into the play. Dalgard. Into the middle to Dos Santos. Dos Santos back to Jordan Scarlett. Center circle, Connor Antley. Aaron Guillen trying to get away from Centeno and his speed. Scarlett, Hilton, Dalgard with the left. Blocked by Matthew Brick, and the throw for Tampa Bay. Looks like Dalgard once again tried to go far forward from where it exited. But if it's not going to get called, keep doing it until it does.
Oh, no, you take whatever you can get in this game. And if Tampa Bay can take those quick throws and take them from a little bit further forward, that's fine. They're going to take it every single time.
Pass from Brick intended to Conway. Conway lost his footing. Antley up into the play to Fernandez, and he'll find Guenzadi just outside the 18. Cycling it back to Guillen. Hilton. Antley. Looking for a partner. Finds it to his left, and Aaron Guillen. Guillen to Dos Santos. Well defended there by Ambrose. Howard gains possession for Atlanta United 2. Firmino goes between two Tampa Bay Rowdies players, finds David Mejia center circle. Mejia over to the right-hand side, far too much on it, looking for Eric Centeno, but they're going to say it was deflected by Tampa Bay, and it's going to be a throw for Atlanta United 2. There's Jack Collison, the head coach of the Twos.
He trusts this young team to play the style that we're starting to identify as the Atlanta way. He wants to develop these guys for first-team minutes down the road. Noah Cobb is the latest academy player to sign a pro deal. It'll be a homegrown deal in Major League Soccer next year. He does want the attack to be stronger. They haven't created a lot of chances so far this season.
Grant Howard trying to work his way down the near touch line. Two Tampa Bay Rowdies were there to defend. Last touched Howard goes back to the visitors here as we almost are in the 19th minute. With a lot of room, Sebastian Dalgard down the right-hand side. Matthew Brick is there. And he got Dalgard instead of the ball. It's going to be a set piece. It's going to be a free kick for Tampa Bay. There's your discussion from William Steffen. And a card for Matthew Brick.
That's a quick one for Brick. It's a foul. He's late. It's a quick card on Brick, though. Little surprised about that. That does slow it up, but we talked about the quick restarts. You can go back and watch Robbie Mertz as well there, too. He makes sure that the free kick is not taken quickly. The card was going to be issued. That was going to slow it down. But he also knocked it back to where the foul actually took place. That's a fast one on Brick, though. Now he's going to have to be careful, the young academy player.
Lewis Hilton. Looking at everyone just outside the 18. Headed and in. But the flag is up offside. Jordan Scarlett's goal is disallowed, and he can't believe it.
Dylan Castanera hesitated. He took a step to come for it and then backed off and got caught in the middle. Gets bailed out by the flag. Run started just a little early for Scarlett. See the Atlanta player down there. But the AR put the flag up quickly after that. Quick turnover. Here come the Rowdies again.
Down the left-hand side, it's Guenzadi. Centeno is there. Sent back to Jan Ekra. Ekra will go back even further to Jordan Scarlett. To his left and Connor Antley. Flicked on nicely by Guenzadi, looking for Fernandez. Fernandez into the middle. Poked, and Dos Santos will send it in. That time it counts in the 21st minute. Steven Dos Santos the goal, and the visitors lead 1-0.
Goal number 59 in the USL Championship for Steven Dos Santos. Tampa Bay shakes off a goal being wiped off the board, and Leo Fernandez, the crafty veteran, comes across, slips a ball in between two defenders. Castanera a little hesitant to come off his line again, and Steven Dos Santos will take advantage of that space every single day of the week.
We've seen Steven Dos Santos here in USL Championship for a handful of seasons in various places. Now he's with the Eastern Division champs, Eastern Conference champs from 2021. Physical force up top for any team that he is a part of. And he is a handful for a back line, regardless of the jersey he's wearing. But Dos Santos, the goal on the board for Tampa Bay. How does Atlanta United 2 respond down 1-0 here in the 22nd?
Get a measure of this young team and how these next 5 minutes or so go.
There's that pursuit from Tampa Bay that you've been talking about here in the first quarter of the match. Fernandez harassing Howard. Firmino, nice ball to Jackson Conway. Bit of a tug to Connor Antley. Antley will send it over to C.J. Cochran. Mejia in pursuit. Cochran will send it towards center circle. Firmino lost the first ball. Cobb lost the second ball, but Atlanta United 2 ends up with possession just their side of center circle, and Mikey Ambrose.
Good fight to win that back quickly by Atlanta. C.J. Cochran handled the pressure really well. David Mejia put him in a pretty tough spot because it looked like Cochran wanted to open it up to the right.
Morales too much on that one, looking for Eric Centeno, so it'll be a throw for Atlanta United 2. Or, sorry, for Tampa Bay Rowdies.
Great night at the office last week for Efrain Morales. 13 duels, won 5 successful dribbles. He's played every minute so far in 2 games. One of the biggest tests for Morales this season is just to stay on the field. He's had a lot of injuries in his time since signing a homegrown deal with Atlanta United. But last week, you started to see some of that promise that we've seen in little short spurts. Can he put another good performance back-to-back tonight?
Throw down the near side. They're going to call a foul, looks like on Centeno for the contact on Dos Santos.
The defensive side of the game, one of the elements of Eric Centeno's work that he'll be putting in a lot this season on the training ground.
Hilton finds Dalgard down the right-hand side. Cuts it back nicely. Chip looking to go above Castanera, misses it to the far post, and it's going to be a goal kick for Atlanta United 2.
Celebrating its 75th anniversary, Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. Choose what you play with at www.selectsportamerica.com. Select. League's choice, player's choice.
Well done, sir.
I can read.
Jan Ekra for Tampa Bay. From Fernandez to LaCava. Back to Ekra, who gets it away from Mejia, but here comes Atlanta United 2. Not for long as Connor Antley was there. Pass intended for Jackson Conway. Here comes Jordan Scarlett down the right-hand side. Dos Santos, the flick. Howard having to chase. He's going to be chasing with Guenzadi into the corner. Guenzadi defends well, ends up with possession, charges inside the 18. LaCava leaves it for Ekra. Tries to cut it back on his left. Blocked by Howard. Second chance, not going to happen. And here comes Firmino for Atlanta United 2.
Nice recovery for Howard. That was a tough spot. Really well-placed header by Steven Dos Santos that Howard had to chase down. Guenzadi pinned him in the corner, but Howard recovers, gets his mental wits about him, and blocks a shot.
Howard back and forth with Cobb. Over to Castanera. He finds Mikey Ambrose. Brick looking for Mejia. Tried to flick it toward Firmino. LaCava was there, but Morales wins it back for the Stripes. Brick back to Ambrose. Guenzadi had token pressure. Dos Santos turned up the wick a little bit. Here comes the pressure from Tampa. Good idea from Centeno. Howard, does he keep it in? Answer is yes. Mertz was looking for Cobb, deflected, and here comes Tampa Bay once again. Guenzadi.
Defensively, Tampa Bay is elite. They close down the space so well. There's just nowhere to go for Atlanta. They're going to have to look to open up the field faster.
Antley with Mejia charging. Turns away from him to maintain possession. Back and forth center circle with Lewis Hilton. Aaron Guillen. Too much for Dos Santos. Headed up into the air. Bounces around past Jordan Scarlett. Can Jackson Conway get there? Connor Antley closes down the space nicely for Tampa Bay, but here comes Matthew Brick for the home side.
Great read from Brick.
Good step over there by Mejia to keep possession, cutting to his left. Trying to find a target, sends it back to Morales as Tampa Bay regroups. Ambrose to Mejia, looking for Morales. Tampa Bay now with numbers. Quickly in pursuit. There's Guenzadi, finds LaCava. Cobb having to backtrack. Save Castanera. Headed away, Mikey Ambrose, but not all the way out. Inside the 18 with the right deflected. Going to be a corner for Tampa Bay over on the far side.
Turnovers in the middle third are a massive problem for a team like Atlanta United 2 against Tampa Bay. Look at how much space LaCava has. Cobb got turned around a bit, recovered to get a sliding challenge to make LaCava think about it. Castanera shot right at him. Good positioning, good footwork.
Leo Fernandez with the left. Lewis Hilton within close range. David Mejia for Atlanta United 2, keeping an eye on both halfway through the 28th minute. Swept in toward the top of the 6th. Connor Antley was charging, goes off of Connor Antley. It'll be a goal kick for Atlanta United 2.
Really impressed with Connor Antley today. Player who has played as a fullback, as a wing back for most of his career. But with the injury to Robert Castellanos, a fractured ankle, Antley got the call to start at center back, and he's looked completely comfortable in the middle of this back three.
Entry by Castanera, headed back by Lewis Hilton. On back by Morales, and here comes Mikey Ambrose. Pushing the back from Dos Santos. Disrupts Mikey Ambrose a little bit, and the Rowdies come back the other way. Dalgard looking in the middle. Finds Dos Santos. Flick. Guenzadi saved by Castanera. Well done there by Atlanta United 2, but the rush isn't over. Sebastian Dalgard is there. Gets around Matthew Brick toward the top of the 6. Robbie Mertz is taken out by Lewis Hilton.
Has to be a yellow card. Has to be a yellow card. Lewis Hilton, as a veteran, plays that exactly the way a veteran would. The apology goes to help him up. It's a yellow card foul. It has to be a yellow card. If you're going to give the card to Matthew Brick earlier, He shouldn't get it because he's a teenager from the Atlanta United Academy, and Lewis Hilton, with his 171 USL Championship games, shouldn't be able to get away with that not being a yellow. Lewis Hilton working the referee, though. You watched him go and immediately help Mertz up, apologize to the referee. That's what veterans do.
Gamesmanship and the veteran knowledge was there by Lewis Hilton. Here comes Tampa Bay once again. Guenzadi thought about it, sends it over to the left-hand side, and Fernandez toward the top of the 6. Noah Cobb blocks it. Grant Howard is there with Guenzadi.
Corner.
And it's going to be a corner as we head toward the 31st minute for the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Once again, Lewis Hilton will be the one who will take.
Toughest assignment of Grant Howard's young career, dealing with Sebastian Guenzadi.
Eric Centeno nearby, keeping an eye on Fernandez. Sent toward the top of the 6. Knocked down by Atlanta United 2. Scarlett wanted to shoot with the left. Miss, flick, and in. Fired in by Tampa Bay and Sebastian Dalgard just inside the 18, and just like that, Tampa Bay now leading 2-0.
Atlanta United 2 unable to get this clear. Morales and Conway both have opportunities to get it out of the 18. They can't find the handle to do it. Morales gets a touch. Conway tries to take it out of the air. Dalgard says, "Thank you very much." Blasted into the upper corner. No chance for Dylan Castanera. Danish Dynamite makes it 2-0.
Fired in with the right by Sebastian Dalgard with authority. And the mountain just gets that much steeper for Atlanta United 2 here in the final 15 minutes of the first half and the second half altogether.
Big gut check time here for Atlanta United 2. Jack Collison really thinking about what to talk about with this young group, how to get a better 45 out of them. Maybe a little bit of an improvement in the last 15 here would get you off to a good start.
Foul on Jordan Scarlett as David Mejia wanted to sprint past him with possession. Morales starts it back. Ends up with Mikey Ambrose. Robbie Mertz looking to get past Dalgard. Nice entry into Mejia. Mejia winds and fires from about 30 up and over everything. Goal kick for Tampa Bay.
When you're not getting into the attacking half very often, you're going to maybe rush it. David Mejia gets a sight of goal. Tries to make the spectacular happen.
There's David Mejia quickly. Towards center line, headed up into the air by Noah Cobb. It's going to stick with Atlanta United 2.
Now we're a stickler for where the throw is going to be taken from.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Volleyed forward by Ekra to Ambrose. Over to Cobb. Cobb to Howard. Pinned in against the touchline, acting almost like an extra defender, and it's going to be a foul called on Tampa Bay as Eric Centeno came back.
Good work by Centeno to draw the foul. 1 year in college at the University of the Pacific, Eric Centeno. Great 1v1 player, one of the most technical players in the MLS Super Draft this year, according to some of the experts. Making that transition to the pro game and the pace of the pro game.
Pass by Mikey Ambrose. Knocked away by Sebastian Dalgard. Here comes Tampa Bay down the left-hand side again. Noah Cobb defending Guenzadi. Well done there. And here comes Firmino to Grant Howard.
Great work by Noah Cobb that last time.
Good flick idea by Jackson Conway. Too much on it. Looking for Centeno. And it's going to be a throw for Tampa Bay. Cochran and Antley going back and forth with it. For the fourth time as Jackson Conway tries to close the distance a little bit. Lewis Hilton, Robbie Mertz marking him off of Mertz, and it's going to be a throw for the green and gold.
Robbie Mertz trying to lead by example with that captain's armband. Been a great addition to Atlanta United 2 last season and into this year. One of the leaders of a young group, really takes that mentoring role on, takes it very seriously.
Nice defending there by Howard, last off of Dos Santos. And Atlanta United 2 with possession here halfway through the 35th minute. Goal by Dos Santos in the 21st, Dalgard in the 31st, and that's where we are right now. 2-0 to Tampa Bay. Here on a quick turn as they had their home opener.
It's got to be a card. He just slung him down at the end. There you go.
And Connor Antley questioning why there was a card.
That should be a card as well. No card for Jan Ekra. That should be a card for blocking the restart that Atlanta tried to take.
Swings him down right there.
The yellow's for the sling at the end. The hand fighting between both of them, that's what Antley was complaining about. But slinging the player down at the end is almost always going to get you a yellow card.
Howard back and forth with Firmino. A lot of closed space. 3 defenders there for Tampa Bay. And Noah Cobb found Jackson Conway, tries to flick it to himself. Connor Antley, and they're going to get the foul on Conway.
Physical battle between Antley and Conway. Antley puts up the hand for the card, asking for one on Conway for continuing the play and shooting. But look, this is the difference between a veteran in Connor Antley with a lot of experience at the professional level and a young player in Jackson Conway. We've seen this a lot in Atlanta United 2 games. Part of being at the professional level, part of dealing with this is learning how to manage your relationship with referees. You watch Connor Antley the whole way through. He knows exactly what he's doing. And I'll bet you if there's anything that happens with Jackson Conway before we get to halftime, there will be a yellow card issued.
Dalgard working up the right, centrally now to Dos Santos. Foul on Mikey Ambrose. Lewis Hilton with the restart to Antley. Guillen. Guenzadi. Antley looking for LaCava. Well done by Morales to regain possession for Atlanta United 2. Hand fighting there, give to Firmino.
Great read by Morales to jump into that.
David Mejia, and you're going to get a foul on Jordan Scarlett. Set piece for Atlanta United 2 here. Early in the 38th.
Mejia hit from behind by Scarlett. Former Red Bulls 2 defender Jordan Scarlett. We'll get a better look at it here. Yeah, catches him on the back of the ankle. Mejia makes sure that it's seen.
David Mejia is there. Matthew Brick is there. Brick, quickly. Robbie Mertz. Thought about it. Sent up and over. LaCava. Can Mejia get there? No, he can't. It'll be a goal kick for Tampa Bay.
Atlanta trying to break one out from the training ground. Didn't quite come off. Not a bad idea to try to create a shooting angle first for Mertz. Centeno didn't have it and tried to find Mejia on the backside.
Hilton. Mertz was marking him. Tampa Bay having to work quickly. Connor Antley with a lot of room up the middle.
What a first touch from Connor Antley to open up that space. What you get when you have a wing back playing as a center back. He's going to look to get forward when he can, and just a first touch into space broke the pressure.
Guillen back to Antley. Thought about chipping it over Centeno initially. Gave to Scarlett. Now the 1-2s begin. Lewis Hilton with a head of steam down the right-hand side to LaCava. Toward the edge of the 18. Chip. Far post. Castanera there for the grab as he was looking for Leo Fernandez.
Good recognition by Efrain Morales to cover for Mikey Ambrose. Dropping into that back line. Just made it a little more difficult for LaCava.
Brick. Jordan Scarlett.
Forced it. Scarlett read that easily.
Jan Ekra. Fernandez tries to get it to a sprinting Guenzadi on an angle. Noah Cobb initially sent it away, but here comes Tampa Bay again. Firmino with the interception once again. Here comes Atlanta United 2.
Nice tackle by Nicholas Firmino.
Connor Antley there to defend to prevent any kind of a rush up the right-hand side. It'll be a throw for Atlanta United 2 halfway through the 40th.
The USL Championship on ESPN moves into April very soon. San Diego Loyal SC welcomes El Paso Locomotive FC for an early season showdown Sunday, April 3rd at 5 p.m. Eastern on ESPN Deportes.
El Paso with a new head coach with Mark Lowry now with Indy 11. Losing their derby with New Mexico United last time out. Fernandez toward the top of the 6th through a lot of traffic. Cleared by Atlanta United, too. Another close call there for Tampa Bay.
Good low cross. Almost finds a home on the back post.
Guillen. Guenzadi. Dos Santos. Down the left-hand side, Fernandez. Howard is there. Sent far post. Matthew Brick heads it away. Dalgard is there for the Rowdies. Toward the top of the 18. Guenzadi tries to turn. Nicely defended there by Morales. Here comes Robbie Mertz. We're going to get a foul there on Jan Ekra, as Robbie Mertz was trying to charge into the attacking half.
That's the savviness from Robbie Mertz, one of the veterans with Atlanta United, too. Takes the contact, knocked off balance. Instead of trying to stay on his feet, goes down and actually swats the ball away with his arm to force a decision from the referee.
Brick passes it past Dalgard looking for Mertz. Lewis Hilton there for Tampa Bay.
Well won by Noah Cobb in the air.
Morales heads it forward looking for Conway. Antley was there first. Dalgard pulls it back nicely to get away from Mejia. Guenzadi and Dalgard quickly to one another. Well done by Hilton to leave it for Jan Ekra. Firmino tries to track him down. Give to Sebastian Dalgard down the right-hand side.
Always a free man. Always a free man for Tampa Bay.
Antley with room yields to Guillen. Here comes Centeno. Back to the middle. Guillen forward to Fernandez and returned. Here comes Atlanta United 2. Centeno in pursuit, which creates some space for Tampa Bay. Double team avoided. Lewis Hilton now. LaCava. Nice first touch to keep. Dalgard. Lewis Hilton looked over his left shoulder briefly, gave it back to Sebastian Dalgard. Antley, center circle. Sends it over on the left wing to Fernandez. Howard defending for Atlanta United 2, so they'll work it all the way back to Guillen. And Hilton once again.
2-goal lead. Tampa Bay doesn't have to risk anything. It's good defending from Atlanta United 2, but they're going to have to get very aggressive to get back into this, because Tampa Bay can knock the ball around all day side to side if that's what's given to them.
Well done there to get in the way by Centeno, but he can't keep possession. So here comes Guenzadi with a lot of room. Grant Howard tracking Fernandez down into the corner. Toward the top of the arc, Ekra wanted to send it in with the right. Chipped and sent up in the air by Mikey Ambrose. Conway misses first touch. Guillen will get there, and it goes all the way back to C.J. Cochran.
Has to bring that one down and relieve some of the pressure. Jackson Conway just couldn't find it.
Fernandez runs away from the double team to Guillen and to Antley. Scarlett. Here comes David Mejia on Connor Antley, and the pressure that you were talking about. Robbie Mertz chasing Jordan Scarlett, forcing a decision. Up in the air with the right. Dos Santos with the push, keeps possession. Hilton Over to Fernandez. Charging toward the top of the 18. Firmino got a piece, chipped and through, looking for Fernandez. Once again, another close call, far post. That close to goal number 3.
Every time Leo Fernandez cuts in on the dribble across the top of the 18, good things happen for the Rowdies. The deflection comes back to Guenzadi. Maybe a little bit of two different ideas there because he has Fernandez on the back post. He also can curl that in himself. Ends up missing both ideas.
Final 30 seconds of the first 45.
14 shots for the Tampa Bay Rowdies, 1 for Atlanta United 2.
Seeing why they are the defending Eastern Conference champs. 2 goals on the board, 10 minutes apart. Kept in, but defended well by Tampa Bay. 1 minute added here in the first 45. Fernandez comes away with it for Tampa Bay. Sent down the near touch. Not kept in. It's going to be a throw for Atlanta United 2. Grant Howard quickly. Step over Centeno. Cobb to Mikey Ambrose. Working it back to Castanera. Jordan Scarlett wins the first ball. Robbie Mertz wins possession. Into center circle, Efren Morales. Heavy first touch. Won by Tampa Bay. Jan Ekra tries to get away from Nicholas Firmino. Fernandez. Step over. Wants to set up the left. Well defended there by Grant Howard. Going to be one last chance here for Tampa Bay in the first half.
Howard learning in these situations. Doesn't give him the inside that time. Uses the end line as an extra defender. He does give up the corner, but he doesn't let Leo Fernandez get into that dangerous spot in the middle.
So it will be the young Harris product, Lewis Hilton. He has Fernandez off to his right, about 10 yards. What does Hilton have in mind? Is it toward the top of the 6? Headed away, and that'll do it for the first 45. And when you look at the first 45, Jason, you see the class of the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
You see a lot of green and gold. You see Tampa Bay as one of the best teams in the USL Championship in dominant form tonight.
2 goals on the board, 10 minutes apart. And there's the man who scored the first one, number 10, Steven Dos Santos. Then Sebastian Dalgard 10 minutes later. Jack Collison and Atlanta United 2 have some work to do in the second 45. When we come back, we'll take you around the USL. Some news involving Atlanta United players and folks who've spent some time here at the Proving Ground. 2-0 Tampa Bay at the break. It's the USL Championship on ESPN+.
BB&T and SunTrust are now Truist, together for better.
You wouldn't put your team on the same field as the pros. So why would you take them to the same doctor? From growth plates to emotional needs, teens are different than adult athletes. Take them where they're treated that way.
Los accidentes suceden sin avisar y conseguir el tratamiento médico que usted o un familiar merece puede resultar difícil si no cuenta con la ayuda de un buen abogado. Por eso nos dedicamos a pelear por sus derechos, asegurándonos que usted no solo reciba la compensación que merece, sino que también reciba la mejor atención médica. Le atendemos en español. 404-888-8888. Bader Law Firm, comprometidos con usted y su familia.
BB&T and SunTrust are now Truist, together for better.
Piedmont believes in the people powering Georgia. It's why we're leading real change in healthcare. To give you a better, seamless, more unified experience. So you can simply access and manage your care all in one place. With tools that make it easy to find and book a doctor from almost anywhere, anytime. And even check in before you walk in. Let's keep powering Georgia's growth. Piedmont. Real change lives here.
Welcome back to Fifth Third Bank Stadium. Tampa Bay leading Atlanta United 2 at the break by the score of 2-0. We'll get into stats and all of the highlights here in the first 45 and get you ready for the second 45 coming up toward the end of halftime in and of itself. But what we wanted to do here is remind folks about the value of the proving ground, and it has come in the form of one guy, Miles Robinson. You see three individuals now spending time with the U.S. national team programs. Miles had 14 matches with Atlanta United 2 back in 2018 as the number 2 overall pick in the Super Draft. He is now on one of the biggest weeks of his life with the men's national team. Tyler Wolff, example number 2, 2019 in the academy for Atlanta United 2, made his debut August 8th of 2020 for Atlanta United 2. 6 goals in 10 appearances, including a hat trick last year. Now he's with the first team. He's spending time with the U20s along with this guy, Caleb Wiley, who has made his way through the Atlanta United Academy as a local product. The U12, U14 was a part of that team that won the Manchester City Cup in 2019. So Tyler Wolff, Caleb Wiley, Miles Robinson, all now spending time with U.S. national team programs, and it had their time here at the Proving Ground. And that is just a small sample of what the USL Championship has been able to do. We mentioned Noah Cobb, and Noah Cobb, with his recent work now being a part of the U20 national team training camp down in Buenos Aires, 16 years old, playing with absolute experience. He does not look like a 16-year-old, doesn't play like it either. The hometown product out of Marietta, Georgia, 11 appearances last season as a 15-year-old. In 2021, 9 starts, made that professional debut back in July last year against Lou City. So as a part of the U20s, that's what the future can be for guys like Noah Cobb if they continue to work forward. But great work for Noah Cobb as he has now signed his contract, his professional deal with Atlanta United 2 through the rest of the year, and it turns into a homegrown deal on January 1st. That's a sample of what's going on here in the USL Championship with Atlanta United 2. Here's what else is going on around the league.
I'm on that real team. I'm on that real team.
Topics. I mean, yeah, let's talk about today's the day where I'm going to go topics.
Roll it down.
I am.
You don't need a car to listen to Sirius XM. You can listen anywhere. You know that, right?
What? Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio.
Kevin, you could use your phone.
What? What?
Alexa, play Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio on Sirius XM.
What?
This is how I know you're getting old. I guess that was it.
What? That's it! San Diego Demons!
Watch the money, and for a bog, crashing in, there it is! First of the year for San Diego!
And it's into the back of the net! El Paso!
Far corner and a 10! What a goal! Are you watching Football Americas?
Los accidentes suceden sin avisar y conseguir el tratamiento médico que usted o un familiar merece puede resultar difícil si no cuenta con la ayuda de un buen abogado. Por eso nos dedicamos a pelear por sus derechos, asegurándonos que usted no solo reciba la compensación que merece, sino que también reciba la mejor atención médica. Le atendemos en español. 404-888-8888. Bader Law Firm, comprometidos con usted y su familia.
Welcome back to Kennesaw. Halftime with Tampa Bay leading Atlanta United 2 by the score of 2-0. We gave you a bit of a preview as to what's been going on around the USL Championship and what to keep an eye out for. Let's take a look at news and notes from around the league. And first and foremost, Lexington, Kentucky has now come up with their team name, their crest, and their look as they are set to join USL in 2023. And the colors, they sit there, it's rolling hills, lush leafy woodland, bolstering Kentucky's major industries, inspired the colors for the design. So Lexington Sporting Club is now your new member of the USL. They're going to begin play in the spring of 2023 in USL League One. Once again, your reminder, the Super League. Super League is going to be operating from August to June to align with the women's international calendar in 2023. And you heard in the earlier block about the call-ups by folks like Miles Robinson now spending time with the men's national team, Tyler Wolf and Caleb Wiley spending time with the U20 nationals. Here in this window specifically, 28 players from USL Championship have now been called up for their respective clubs here in this window. Let's take a look at the team of the week and your player of the week. Player of the week is Danny Trejo from Vegas Lights, a goal and an assist, as he helped drive the Vegas Attack 4 chances created in their 2-1 surprise win over Phoenix Rising. Looking at it from the Eastern Conference perspective, you've got Jeremy Kelly, who's involved from Memphis 901, and you have Gabriel Torres from FC Tulsa back on the defense. A lot of Western influence in the Western Conference. This time, San Diego Loyal in net, San Antonio FC on defense, Los Dos in the midfield, Orange County also in the midfield, Loud United with their fantastic start. Jacob Green is a part of it there in the midfield as well, with Joaquin Rivas of FC Tulsa, Brian Ownby of Lou City, and Juan Tejada, who is involved as well on Team of the Week from Tampa Bay. Here's a look at your top 10 in the East. 3 teams so far with perfect records. Pittsburgh, Loudoun, and Lou City, 2 wins out of the blocks. Tampa Bay came into fifth third here tonight with a record of 1-0-1. Miami with 3 points on the board this season so far as well. Detroit City with 1-1 out of the blocks and 3 points. Charleston 3 points. Memphis with 3. FC Tulsa with 3 and Red Bulls 2. Having already played 3 matches this season, they are 1-2. They have 3 points. Let's look at your top 10 in the East. Let's take a peek at what's going on around the league tonight. At the break, Lou City is 1-0 up on Red Bulls 2. You've got early action going on with FC Tulsa and San Diego Loyal. Actually, sorry, that's at 10 o'clock tonight. Next matchup is El Paso Locomotive Vegas Lights. That's at 9. FC Tulsa San Diego, that's at 10. And out west, LA Galaxy 2 is hosting Rio Grande Valley at 10:30 Eastern Time at Dignity Health Sports Park. On the weekend, some teams might have a quick turn. Let's take a look at your upcoming TV schedule, courtesy of our friends at ESPN+. Detroit City at Keyworth, hosting Pittsburgh. That's at 4 o'clock on Saturday. All these matches are on Saturday. The Miami FC gets to host Lou City after Lou City's playing tonight. Birmingham Legion in a crossover gets Colorado Springs Switchbacks. Lou City and Indy 11, that's at 7:30. Vegas Lights and Memphis is at 10. Oakland Roots and Monterey Bay in a rivalry match out west. That one is at 10 o'clock. As well. And so that is a look at the schedule, that's a look at TV, and that's a look at how you can access the USL Championship here on ESPN+. When we come back, we'll go through highlights and stats, get you ready for the keys, and get you ready for the second 45. It is right now Tampa Bay 2, Atlanta United 2-0. As we get you ready for the second 45, it's the USL Championship on ESPN+. Stick and stay. We'll be right back.
BB&T and SunTrust are now Truist, together for better.
I think USL is going to turn that news and
You wouldn't put your team on the same field as the pros. So why would you take them to the same doctor? From growth plates to emotional needs, Teens are different than adult athletes. Take them where they're treated that way.
Los accidentes suceden sin avisar y conseguir el tratamiento médico que usted o un familiar merece puede resultar difícil si no cuenta con la ayuda de un buen abogado. Por eso nos dedicamos a pelear por sus derechos, asegurándonos que usted no solo reciba la compensación que merece, sino que también reciba la mejor atención médica. Le atendemos en español. 404-888-8888. Bader Law Firm, comprometidos con usted y su familia.
BB&T and SunTrust are now truest, together for better.
Piedmont believes in the people powering Georgia. It's why we're leading real change in healthcare. To give you a better, seamless, more unified experience. So you can simply access and manage your care all in one place. With tools that make it easy to find and book a doctor from almost anywhere, anytime. And even check in before you walk in. Let's keep powering Georgia's growth. Piedmont. Real change lives here.
Welcome back to Kennesaw. Quick look at the highlights of the first 45 here, Jason.
That's a Rowdies mixtape because it's all Tampa Bay in this one. Just consistently working the final third. Great through ball from Fernandez and Steven Dos Santos with his pedigree. He's going to bury that every time. Left foot chips it over Castanera. Great finish from Dos Santos. But that wasn't it for the Rowdies. The pressure kept coming from Tampa Bay, and it was all comers for Tampa Bay. Castanera with a few big saves for Atlanta United too. But it was just so difficult for Atlanta to get out of their own zone. They couldn't clear the set piece, and Sebastian Dalgard blast that one past Castanera to give the Rowdies the 2-goal lead. You see it here on the stats. 14-1 on shots. Possession, 57.6% for the Rowdies. And you want one more number to go a little bit deeper that I think tells the tale of this match. Atlanta United 2 wants to press. They want to turn the Rowdies over in their own half. 0 times they've won possession in the final third, in the attacking third for them. Tampa Bay has done that to Atlanta United 2 7 times as they've tried to build out of the back. 7 times Tampa Bay has regained possession in Atlanta's defensive third. That's why you create 14 shots in 45 minutes.
All right, so let's revisit your keys as you had them introduced here in the first 45 as we get you ready starting minutes 46 and beyond. Here's your keys. What do you think?
Well, you got to see that heart of a lion from Atlanta United 2 in the second 45. We know they're young. We know there's going to be some mistakes, but you've got to see that heart emerge. Who's going to stand up and try to turn this game around? Tampa Bay on the road, they don't care. They'll play you anywhere in the country. It doesn't matter to them. And you do see a little bit of that bitterness. But what I'm getting out of Tampa Bay this season, look, maybe it's because the lumberjack in the back is no longer there. You had that sense that Tampa Bay was just a very physical, dominant team. This is a team that can play. They could always play. I think they're leaning into that side of their personality a little bit more with this kind of a lineup. You've got guys who are technical. You've got guys who are so good on the ball with the Tampa Bay Rowdies. It's not just a direct team. It's not just a physical team. It's a team that can outplay technical teams. Tampa Bay Rowdies are going to be a problem in the USL Championship this season.
Substitution for Jack Collison and Atlanta United 2 heading into the second 45. Johnny Fortune checks in, and he is replacing Efren Morales. So Morales out and a Johnny Fortune in for the second 45.
It was a tough 45 for Efrain Morales. An opportunity here for a Johnny Fortune. He's going to bring the energy. I want to see how this looks. It looks like Atlanta United 2 has shifted things around a little bit as well, potentially. A Johnny Fortune is going to step up a little bit higher than Morales would. Is that going to leave Nicholas Firmino playing as a holding midfielder by himself at times?
Heavy touch from Noah Cobb. He can't control it coming from Castanera. Early turnover for Atlanta United 2. Early opportunity for the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Sebastian Dalgard here on the near touchline looking to throw. Back to Jordan Scarlett. Can't control it initially. Nutmegs to keep it in possession for the Rowdies.
He got a little lucky there. He's not trying to pull the nutmeg on Robbie Mertz. Mertz trying to take advantage of the poor touch.
Foul inside the 18 on Steven Dos Santos, as he and Matthew Brick got together. Started by Castanera. Looking for Centeno. It's going to go back to Tampa Bay quickly. Guillen. Ekra on the turn. Trying to escape the tug at the back of the jersey by a Johnny Fortune. He does. Looking for LaCava. Brick is there for Atlanta United 2. Fortune. Mikey Ambrose, Matthew Brick. In the passing lane, Tampa Bay once again. LaCava. Good first touch to keep it to himself. Guenzadi. Jan Ekra. Fernandez. Cuts inside, and he sends it with the outside of the left, but it's right on to Castanera.
Leo Fernandez doesn't come all the way across that time. Trying to find that little half space to get a shot. Doesn't really test Castanera too much.
Brendan Lamb also now in for Atlanta United 2 here in the second 45. Pass intended for Dos Santos. Mikey Ambrose will cut it off, and he'll send it back with a lot of volume to Castanera. Fortune. Bad pass picked off by Guenzadi. Ekra. Back heel Dos Santos, and wide by LaCava.
Turnovers. You just can't have them against this Tampa Bay Rowdies team. And then Steven Dos Santos with the saucy back heel right there to LaCava, who does not miss by much. LaCava's been really impressive. He's here in Tampa Bay on loan from the New York Red Bulls. Played a good bit with Red Bulls, too, in USL Championship. Earned a homegrown deal with the Red Bulls. But he'll be spending the year with Tampa Bay. Good opportunity for his game to continue to improve.
Mertz gets away from Lewis Hilton. Pass too much for Firmino. Sticking with it, though. Back and forth continues. Jan Ekra and Fernandez now for Tampa Bay. Through ball. Nicely done. Looking for Guenzadi. Guenzadi, top of the 6. Just missed again by Tampa Bay. Another chance here 3 minutes in.
Dos Santos dips into the spice rack for that one with the back heel. Matthew Brick wanted to have a little conversation with him about it. Watch this from Dos Santos on the cross. Not sure how much he actually got of that as we take a look. Brick might have gotten the touch. Yeah, Dos Santos might have put that in. Didn't get a lot of it. Brick was able to block it. Steven Dos Santos having some fun here in the second 45.
Looking back post. It ends up on the top of the net. Going to be a goal kick for Atlanta United 2. Three matches for Atlanta United 2 this year. 3 separate keepers that Jack Collison has had the chance to take a look at. Intercepted again. Lewis Hilton. Fernandez. 2's closing down the space. Have to go back to Hilton and Jan Ekra. Guenzadi off to his left. Back to Guillen. Centeno chasing Hilton to Jordan Scarlett. Well done to defend there by Atlanta United 2, but Robbie Mertz can't keep the handle on it. Back to the Rowdies that much quickly.
Just can't keep it, Atlanta United 2 tonight.
Guenzadi cuts it in on Mertz, who slipped. Ekra dipped into the spice rack himself, as you've been saying. Back to Hilton to keep possession. Scarlett pulls it away from Centeno's pressure. And Antley goes back to C.J. Cochran. Dos Santos wins the first ball. Mejia wins the second. Rowdies keeping possession. Fighting there by Firmino, and they're going to call the foul as he was going back and forth with Dos Santos.
Brendan Lamb tonight at right back for Atlanta United, too. Not a position that we've really seen him at very much. He replaced Grant Howard at halftime.
Too much there by Tampa Bay. It's going to be a goal kick once again for Atlanta United 2. Castanero brings it back quickly, but Mikey Ambrose will be there to restart for the Stripes. Up the left-hand side, Brick. Nobody there for Atlanta United too much as he was trying to find Jackson Conway, so it ends up going all the way back down to C.J. Cochran.
It's different pages. Jackson Conway's checking back once it played to his feet. Ball's played over the top.
Connor Antley, Guenzadi. Jordan Scarlett. Dalgard. Good first touch to himself to get past Mejia. Sprinting into the middle. Guenzadi's got Fernandez. That's where he goes. Top of the 6, and the flick is missed by Dalgard. Once again, another chance for Tampa Bay here early in the 53rd.
We talk about this with Atlanta United a lot. Dribblers can break down a good defense. Sebastian Dalgard, that first touch at midfield is exquisite. David Mejia trying to close him down quickly. Dalgard just touches it into the space. We saw that with Connor Antley earlier in the first half. Just touching it into space, nothing too fancy, but it breaks down the line of pressure.
Firmino, Brick, and the return. Trying to get away from Jan Ekra. He does, but the pressure is still there from the Rowdies. Over to the right-hand side. Brendan Lamb from Cobb into the middle and Fortune. Long ball, but right there, positioned very nicely, was Guillen. Read that all the way, and here comes Tampa Bay again.
It's not a bad idea from Fortune because you have 3 players in that zone for Atlanta United too. But look how quickly Tampa Bay plays out of that space where they're 2v3, immediately breaking those 3 defenders for Atlanta United too.
Lewis Hilton, chased by Mertz. Into the middle, and Guenzadi with space. LaCava wanted it. Picked off nicely there by David Mejia. Read well. What can Mejia do with it? Tries to get away from Guenzadi. Nice through ball to Jackson Conway. Ian Centeno looking for Mertz. Mertz gets there, slips down, chip, look. Conway just missed for the first chance for Atlanta United 2 in a long time.
Let's go back to the beginning of that sequence. Good defensive work from David Mejia and an even better pass to open up the play to Jackson Conway. Slips the ball into Robbie Mertz. He slips, feet go out from under him, gets back up, puts in a great ball to Jackson Conway, who tries to hit the volley with his left and can't bring it inside of that post. Big opportunity for Conway. Started with the defensive work from Mejia.
Late in the 55th, Noah Cobb wins first ball, looking for Jackson Conway, who wins the second. But Aaron Guillen is there for Tampa Bay. Back to C.J. Cochran all over again.
Look, things can turn quickly in this game, and Atlanta United, too, has to have that belief. They have to continue to look for opportunities. Here goes Dalgard on the dribble again.
Dalgard for a while. Give to Jan Ekra, who's got just as much room. Guenzadi and Fernandez pairing up again. Cut inside the 18. Step over. Wanted to chip it with the left toward Castanero. Noah Cobb was there. Corner for the Rowdies.
Cobb bails it out, but Brendan Lamb loses his footing. Leo Fernandez putting him on skates. Dribblers break down defenses. Tampa Bay's got them in abundance.
Lewis Hilton. Once again, standard form has Fernandez nearby. In with the right. And, that close. Well done by Castanera to keep an eye on it, keep it from being goal number 3.
Tampa Bay wanted a handball in that. Looked like Scarlett with the dummy run at the front post. Got a bit of an argument from Rowdies players. Castanera held his ground.
And that's why we're still at 2-0 here halfway through the 57th. Nice touch by Dalgard to find LaCava. LaCava with the left, and it's wide.
It's the turn from LaCava. It's a good ball from Dalgard, but LaCava just lets it run and turns and goes. Young player in Jake LaCava, 21 years old from New Milford, Connecticut. He's got a good bit of experience, 48 games under his belt, 11 goals in the USL Championship.
Pass deflected, but regained by Atlanta United 2. And another slip again, Noah Cobb. Opportunity here for Tampa Bay. Guenzadi, can he take advantage with the right? Castanera's there.
Dylan Castanera getting a workout tonight. Noah Cobb loses his footing. Castanera with the save. Guenzadi didn't really take advantage too much there.
Brendan Lamb to a Johnny Fortune. 2 Rowdies players there in green and gold. Give to Brendan Lamb, who will go back to Noah Cobb. Mikey Ambrose to Robbie Mertz. It's over his right shoulder. Found to Johnny Fortune, but Fortune's pass found the Rowdies all over again. Guillen to Hilton. Hilton fires it with the left. It's going to be a throw for Atlanta United 2 close to center line.
Good pressure after the turnover, though. Atlanta United 2 with that pressure forces the giveaway.
Into Noah Cobb. Mikey Ambrose. Forward to Firmino. Runs away from Jan Ekra. Matthew Brick is there. Good turn by Conway. Can he keep it? No. Hilton is there. Ekra with the flick. LaCava sprinting down the right-hand side. Gets past Matthew Brick. Flag stays down toward the top of the 6. Dos Santos is late. Backtracking is Atlanta United 2. And Centeno tries to get away from Guillen to keep possession. Heavy touch there, gets it past Fernandez to Lamb. Things calm down just a little bit as it gets to Noah Cobb. Too much from Castanera as he was looking for Robbie Mertz. Here come the Rowdies again. Hilton. Guenzadi in return. Fernandez. Into the middle with the left. 1-2 game with Guenzadi. Turn. Wants to set up the left, and it's just wide once again by Tampa Bay and Leo Fernandez.
Tampa Bay just creating shot after shot after shot. That's number 21 of the night. Only 6 on target, but 21 shots for the Tampa Bay Rowdies tonight. 2 for Atlanta United 2.
Looking toward Jackson Conway. Guillen was there. Centeno keeps possession, give to a Johnny Fortune. Mikey Ambrose has Matthew Brick to his left. Brick with room. Closes down after the pass to Mertz. Cycled back to Ambrose again. He'll come all the way back to Castanera. Mejia tried the pass that didn't work, and it ends up with Tampa Bay again. Dos Santos and Firmino. They're going to call the foul on Firmino, and it looks like Junior Atu is going to be coming in for the Tampa Bay Rowdies, and that'll be the night for Jan Ekra, it looks like.
It's been a battle all night with Firmino and Dos Santos. Good performance from Jan Ekra. He almost sprung LaCava that last time down the pitch. At 17 starts in the second division in France in 2018-19 with Bessiers. Signed with Tampa Bay in January after 2 years with the Charlotte Independents.
Clock turns to the 62nd minute. Lewis Hilton looking for Dos Santos. Flicked, and it'll get to Leo Fernandez down the left-hand side. Brendan Lamb, defending for Atlanta United 2, forces the pass back to Aaron Guillen. First touch for a 2. Lewis Hilton in the middle from Dalgard. LaCava. Guenzadi. Gorgeous work from that, and it goes in the back of the net to LaCava, and it's 3.
Put it on a postage stamp and sell it all over Tampa Bay. Good grief, Sebastian Guenzadi with the back heel. LaCava continues the run. Guenzadi draws Cobb with him. LaCava finishes it, but Sebastian Guenzadi, more than just a goal scorer, look at that back heel. Go ahead and mark it down as a goal of the week.
Great work by Guenzadi, the imagination, the touch to LaCava, one of the key off-season acquisitions. And we'll take another look.
Guenzadi with that back heel. As good as it gets. I know our friends at the Unused Substitutes Soccer Show are going to be leading the charge on that one for goal of the week.
Rightly so. Great work by Guenzadi and LaCava there to make it 3 on the board for Tampa Bay. Pressured by the Rowdies. Castanera to Firmino. Brendan Lamb. Good 1-2. Firmino in space. And it's going to be a foul on Junior Atu.
Junior Atu just on the pitch. He's not going to get a yellow card that quickly. Nicholas Firmino would like to disagree.
It looks like a yellow for dissent from Aaron Guillen. As William Steffen walked away from the spot of the foul, wouldn't allow a restart, and gave Guillen a yellow. Rick looking for Firmino, who slips. Tampa Bay with possession again. Dos Santos tries to flick it forward. Ends back up with Castanera.
Firmino slipped a little bit. There was contact, a bit of a late reaction to try to get the referee's attention.
Over to Brick on the left-hand side. Firmino. Foul on Dos Santos. Atlanta United 2 starting quickly. Fortune to Brendan Lamb. Robbie Mertz. Heels away from the initial double team.
Fernandez just uses the touchline as a defender and just boxes Robbie Mertz in. There's nowhere to go. The 3 goals will get all the headlines tonight from the Tampa Bay Rowdies, but this has been an elite defensive performance from them, and not just the back line, all over the pitch. Every single player engaged defensively for the Rowdies.
LaCava, great ball to Dalgard. Mejia trying to backtrack. Fernandez, one touch again with the artwork and missed it by just that much.
It's a back heel party at this stage of the match.
Looking for Jackson Conway. Gets through Connor Antley, but 3 Rowdies there. Really quickly to close down on Jackson Conway so he can't do anything with it. Give to Centeno on the right-hand side. Step overs. Inside the 18. Easy grab for C.J. Cochran.
Centeno trying to make something happen on the dribble. But again, it's Tampa Bay. Just in control of the situation. They close down on Conway after the initial good touch. Centeno gets a little bit of space, but doesn't have enough daylight to find a good cross.
Fernandez for Tampa Bay. To Dos Santos. Back to Hilton. Guillen and Itu. Jordan Scarlett. Hilton sweeps it forward with the right. Flag is up. Dos Santos is offside. 2 subs coming in for Tampa Bay, and that's the night for Steven Dos Santos after 66. Kyle Gregg checking in. And that's it for Leo Fernandez. Dayon Harris checking in also in the 66th minute.
Yeah, you think after Steven Dos Santos leaves, you can catch your breath if you're Atlanta United's back line. No, you bring in Kyle Gregg, who's got 61 goals in his USL Championship career. Ends up in Tampa Bay after playing with Louisville City last year, was a star for St. Louis. Had 13 goals for them in 2018. Kyle Gregg's been one of the more productive strikers in USL Championship history. It doesn't get any easier when the Rowdies go to the bench.
And still on the bench tonight is the Fox in the Box, Juan Tejada. Plus Lawrence White was not in the 18. Then the acquisition in the offseason that you mentioned earlier, Robert Castellanos. There was a sense of purpose after not winning the last game of the year in USL Championship with the offseason additions that were made by Neil Collins in Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I'd love to hear from Rowdies fans to get their perspective. I feel like this, as good as Tampa Bay has been in the USL Championship in recent years, I feel like this is by far the best Tampa Bay Rowdies team in USL Championship history. This is such a well-constructed roster, so balanced.
Guillen looking for LaCava, well defended by Mikey Ambrose. Brendan Lamb will come away with it, and he'll give back to Dylan Castanera with 22 to go. Brick, Mejia, Firmino. Hilton tenaciously on defense there for Tampa Bay. Lamb. Back to Cobb. Firmino with a little bit of room. Centeno. Lamb was breaking down his right shoulder. Pulls it back to Firmino. Robbie Mertz in the middle gets past Hilton. Through ball just a little behind Jackson Conway for Atlanta United 2 as we turned into the 70th minute.
Conway's got to bring that under control. It's good movement from Jackson Conway. He peels off, doesn't make the traditional run, hangs back, peels away to his right. He finds the space. Mertz kind of lets the play breathe a little bit, lets Conway get into that space, plays it to him, but Conway goes for a very difficult flick forward instead of bringing that under control.
Guenzadi under control for Tampa Bay with the first touch. Dalgard comes in from behind, gets it away from Brendan Lamb. At 2, Hilton. Once again, those quick triangles from Tampa Bay, working it over to the right-hand side. Scarlett. First touch for Dayon Harris. Gets past Firmino. Blocked by Atlanta United 2. David Mejia looking for Jackson Conway down the left-hand side. Too much. It'll be a throw for the visitors.
Don't miss a minute of the action in 2022, whether your club is on the road or at home. Catch nearly every second of USL Championship action on ESPN Plus, the home to the USL, MLS, La Liga, the Bundesliga, UFC, and more. Sign up today at plus.espn.com.
Matthew Brick wins the ball that time. Mikey Ambrose keeps possession for Atlanta United 2, getting away from Kyle Gregg. Give to Mejia and back to Castanera. Looking for Mertz, but Dalgard was right there for it for the Rowdies. at 2. And Guillen. Center circle, Lewis Hilton. Right-hand side with a lot of space, Jordan Scarlett. Deion Harris. Good idea. Sent back away by Firmino that time. Here comes Atlanta United 2. Lamb calling for it down the right-hand side. Goes down the middle instead. Tampa Bay there to defend. It goes back to Castanera.
Fortune tried to hold it to find a better option, but Brendan Lamb down the right side might have been the play.
Firmino slips, comes back to Tampa Bay. Lewis Hilton has Guenzadi to his left. Great save by Castanera to keep it from being 4.
Great reaction, even better footwork from Castanera as he slides across but doesn't lose his balance. He's able to react to a brilliant shot. Look at this going back across the grain. Castanera able to get that left hand out and get enough of it to push it wide.
There's your look right there.
Guenzadi took that so quickly, but it's the footwork from Castanera that allows him to make that save.
Hilton looking far post, up and over everybody.
Went over the end line initially.
So it ends up being a goal kick for Atlanta United. 2 substitutions now coming in for Jack Collison. And that will be the night for Eric Centeno here in the 73rd. Looks like Jonathan Vial will now be coming in. And Luke Brennan checking in also for Jackson Conway.
If this is your first chance to see Jonathan Vijal, you're in for a treat. He gets some 1v1 opportunities. Vijal can make things happen. Young player who signed a professional contract with Atlanta United 2 in the offseason. Brennan, he played a little bit up top in the preseason, has played as a fullback in a match for the Atlanta United against the Georgia Revolution over in Athens, has played as a winger as well. Brennan is another one of the Atlanta United Academy players who's starting to get more consistent time with the twos.
Ambrose halfway through the 74th to Matthew Brick. Fortune. Ambrose has to track it down a little bit. Firmino. Now here comes the pressure from Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay just closing everything down, keeping everything in front of them. 3-goal lead. They're not letting up.
Brick looking to find Brennan. Guillen is there. Twos keep possession. Fortune down the left-hand side, headed away by Harris. But Vijal now has it. Step overs, cuts it inside, looking for Brennan. Brennan wants to work it to his right, muscled off the ball. Fans want to call, and they're not going to get it, and back comes Tampa Bay.
That's a close one. Brennan took too much time in the 18. Brennan took too much time for that to develop, but there was contact, and it might have been through the back of Luke Brennan.
Cobb, Brendan Lamb, had Vijal to his right, goes to Firmino instead. Through center circle. Matthew Brick will track it down, give to Robbie Mertz. Ambrose. Heavy pass. Cobb has to track it down. Atlanta United 2 has to start all over again here, early 76th minute.
Exceptional miking of the venue tonight. We can hear some of the things going on. Heard the AR say that corner kick went over the end line on the last Tampa Bay corner. But you're hearing some of the fans, as Brennan's offside, you're hearing some of the fans say, go forward for Atlanta United 2. There's no room to go forward. It's because of the defensive work of Tampa Bay. The only ball forward is something like that over the top to go run and chase, or just a hit and hope. That's the credit to the defensive work and the coaching staff of the Tampa Bay Rowdies. There's not really any room to just go forward easily.
One more look with what happened as Atlanta United 2 was chasing that goal.
No, didn't really get the contact in the back on Brennan. It's great work from Vijal inside the 18. Brennan is shielded off. It's close. It's who got the position. You're not going to get that call at this stage.
2 more substitutions for Neil Collins, and it's the night for Sebastian Guenzadi and for Sebastian Daugard. So your stereo Seba substitution involves Jake Arman coming in and Juan Tejada coming in. You mentioned Kyle Gregg coming in for your offense for Tampa Bay. And now you've got Juan Tejada coming in for the final 15 minutes.
Tejada, one of my favorite players in the USL Championship. Developed in Panama, came to IMG in 2014, spent some time at Eckerd College, went through an open tryout process, earned himself a contract with the Rowdies. Team of the week in the USL Championship last week.
Goal and an assist against Indy 11. The goal came on the board within the first minute to set the tone down there at Al Lang for the home opener.
Tejada just doesn't stop running.
No.
He's always on the go.
And then Tejada assisting on the La Cava goal that made it 2-0. Yeah, Juan Tejada will be all over the pitch here at Fifth Third for the final 15 minutes.
Great work from Brennan on pressure. Forces the turnover for Atlanta United, too.
Fortune, Firmino, Vijal tried to send it back. Standing his ground, well done there by Junior Atu.
When you're bringing a player like Junior Atu off the bench, whew.
Deon Harris, Fortune and Ambrose standing their ground. Give to Tejada. Trying to send it to Guillen over on the left-hand side. Cleared by Atlanta United 2 briefly. Jake Arman's first touch. Ian Aaron Guillen with the back and forth. Lewis Hilton will cycle it from left to right. Tejada tries to get away from Matthew Brick. He does. Hilton center circle over the top, looking for Harris. Flag stays down, too much on it. It's going to be a goal kick for Atlanta United 2 here halfway through the 79th.
The subs for Atlanta United 2 have brought a little bit of a spark. Good from Lennon, good from Vijal. The pressure's picked up a little bit more. 3-0, Tampa Bay Rowdies have dropped off just a little bit. The intensity not quite the same level. But this young Atlanta United 2 team getting some hard lessons tonight, but they're still fighting.
Brennan fighting Jordan Scarlett for possession. Scarlett wins it, sends it back to C.J. Cochran. And the work begins again from left to right for Tampa Bay. Tejada, Harris, all the way back to Scarlett. Antley into the middle of the pitch, and Juan Tejada. Fancy work there to get around Matthew Brick, and here comes Juan Tejada, and he's got a lot of space. Arman on the left, coming in to challenge Lamb. Advantage being played. Hilton, Scarlett, Tejada again. At 2, Guillen. And at 2 sends it back to Antley. Brennan slips, gives Antley a window. A lot of room for Connor Antley still with a head of steam. He keeps up with it. Tejada blocked and easily grabbed by Dylan Castanera.
That's one of the differences with Connor Antley as a center back versus somebody like Forrest Lasso. I don't remember Lasso going on a run like that.
No.
Antley fitting into this back three for Neil Collins so well tonight. Gives him a different dimension at times.
Cobb. Good flick from Fortune to Brendan Lamb. Stepping in the way, Guillen to regain possession for Tampa Bay. He's going to stick with the Rowdies. lot of credit to the 17s who came here on a great night to support everyone here at the Proving Ground.
The two Spikes crew continuing to make noise. Folks who come out to these matches show so much support to this young team, whether they're academy players, whether they're somebody like Noah Cobb, who has graduated from that and signed a pro contract now, veteran guys like Robbie Mertz, and guys from the MLS side like Mikey Ambrose.
Through ball from Tejada. He was looking for Greg.
Well timed from Cobb on the tackle.
Antley, and a 2. Turns away from Brennan. Scarlett and Antley again to LaCava. Hesitation after the first touch. Calms it down. Give to Hilton. Guillen. Arman. Solid work from Lewis Hilton in the middle of things tonight. Flick by a 2. Ends up going to Matthew Brick. Robbie Mertz will calm it down. Now Mertz looking to turn. Bijal ahead to Brennan. Brennan tried a quick shot. Blocked and cleared by Tampa Bay. Atlanta United 2 maintaining possession towards center line.
Quick reaction from Antley to close that down.
Bijal again has Brennan off to his left.
Ooh.
Step overs. Nicely done there. Blocked. And Fortune misses the second chance. Not done yet. Robbie Mertz. Bijal up and over. Calmed down, but it goes into the side netting. Going to be last touch by Tampa Bay, though. It's going to be a corner for Atlanta United 2. Great work that time by Bijal and Robbie Mertz.
So creative. Jonathan Bijal could play his way out of a phone booth, if you remember what those are like. Bijal with the little flick to Mertz, who takes it off the hop.
And that's going to be the night for Nicholas Firmino. Darwin Mateus. Good to see Darwin Mateus come back into the lineup for Atlanta United 2 for a cameo here at the last.
So good to see the young Venezuelan back into the team. Mateus, he was injured in the last preseason friendly for Atlanta United 2. First appearance in the season.
Off the training ground. Didn't close ground that time, and LaCava's got space for Tampa Bay. Mikey Ambrose backtracking. Down the left-hand side, Aaron Guillen. Well defended that time by Noah Cobb.
That's a long run for Aaron Guillen and for Noah Cobb, but Noah Cobb a little bit younger than Aaron Guillen making that run.
Take another look. Great work. You see Noah Cobb just appear out of the left-hand side of your screen. Knocks the ball away, and Aaron Guillen, I think, is still trying to catch his breath.
Aaron Guillen doesn't want to make one of those runs again. Yeah, he's saying, you go defend for me. I'm not going back there right now. I'm going to have to rent one of those scooters to get back to the back line.
Back to Cochran. Foul on Tejada on Brendan Lamb.
Look, I asked the question about the Tampa Bay Rowdies in 2022. Is this the best version of the Rowdies during their USL Championship era? Most of the fans responded, and thanks for watching in Tampa Bay and the vicinity. Most of the fans who are watching are in a little bit of wait-and-see mode. They love the attack. They love the pieces they've added in the attack. Some questions defensively. What we've seen tonight, the defense. Now, you do have the injury to Castellanos. How long is he going to be out? You do have some new faces there, but I think the defense has been the most impressive thing tonight. And it's not just the back line. It's the way the team is committed to defending all over the pitch.
Just when you think you have space to try to do something offensively, you see two members of the green and gold closing ground quickly. LaCava down the left-hand side, cuts it inside, fires right at Castanera. Back at it quickly, Atlanta United too. But yeah, to your point, you see green and gold everywhere defensively. And it's like they appear out of nowhere to help things out for the Rowdies. Bijal, step overs again. Cuts it back. Mertz winds up with the right, up and over everything. And it's going to be a goal kick for Tampa Bay Rowdies here as we head to the 87. Bit of a get-together. Antley and Mertz. Brennan and Guillen trying to be peacemakers initially. So's Lewis Hilton. Robbie Mertz having none of that.
Connor Antley might not have the beard of Forrest Lasso. He's got a bit of the attitude, though. A little bit of the intimidator in Connor Antley.
So let's take a look at the end of it. Here comes Robbie Mertz. Luke Brennan.
Just a lot of chirping. I'm not really sure what led to that. Just a lot of talking.
And neither side backing down from the other.
Oh, Robbie Mertz is never going to back down from anybody.
Well done by Brendan Lamb to win that ball. And LaCava with a push-up to get him back on his 2 feet. But for folks who have not seen Tampa Bay in their first 3 matches, the challenge at Protective against Birmingham, the win in the home opener against Indy 11, and tonight, I think this is definitely an early window. And you had said when you were looking at the teams at the top of the Eastern Conference, it was Birmingham and it was Tampa Bay, and this is definitely one of those reasons why you have to have Tampa Bay underlined and italicized as a favorite.
It's Tampa Bay's to lose. I think Birmingham made a lot of nice additions, and they can challenge.
Arman cuts it back. LaCava back to Arman for round 2, top of the 6th. Tejada's there, and the flag is up. Castanera pounced on it, but Tejada once again causing trouble for Tampa Bay.
Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access Tuesday nights at 7 Eastern. Plus, hear live matches from the USL, MLS, English Premier League, and more. All on Sirius XM FC 157 and the SXM app.
90 seconds plus any added time here in this class act from Tampa Bay tonight. LaCava right on. Castanera's there.
I think that's what's so impressive about this for me is Atlanta United 2 has struggled at times tonight. We knew it would be a tough matchup for them. It's a clash of styles, and Tampa Bay has had the 2's number consistently over the years. But we've seen, I think, closer matches. Atlanta United 2 trying to find space down that side. Connor Antley shuts it down again. But Tampa Bay, Atlanta United 2 hasn't played exceedingly well. But Tampa Bay has played so well. I think it's easy to look at this and say Atlanta United 2, awful day at the office, any of that. Not really. Tampa Bay has just been that good.
Absolute class from Tampa Bay Rowdies tonight. And you see why they are the well-rounded team that Neil Collins has as they chase after a title here in 2022 that they were one match short of in 2021. Greg, Johnny Fortune was there. Castanera, well done to keep it in. Yeah, you mentioned the chip on their shoulder, the sense of purpose that's there for Tampa Bay after losing in the shocking fashion that they did last year to Orange County in the USL Championship game. A lot to prove to themselves, a lot to prove to their fans. And the chip on their shoulder, the USL Championship on the whole.
2 minutes of stoppage time. That was one of the most surprising matches I saw anywhere in the world last year.
David Mejia chasing up and over, and it's going to be a throw for Tampa Bay.
Mentioned a stat at halftime that I thought showed the dominance and showed why Tampa Bay has been so good tonight. It's been the same in the second half. Tampa Bay Rowdies have been able to drop off a little bit, not really have to press as high. But possessions won in the final third. That's your attackers pressing the opposition's back line. 9 possessions won by the Rowdies, 0 for Atlanta United 2.
Bit of a bobble from C.J. Cochran. Cleared by the back line of Tampa Bay, but here comes Matthew Brick. Into the middle. Poked away and cleared once again by the Rowdies.
Great to see Cochran land in Tampa Bay with the Rowdies on loan from OKC Energy. One of the good guys in the league, a player that we got to know a little bit during his time with the Atlanta Silverbacks.
And when Evan Loro goes to other parts and doesn't come back to Tampa Bay, you're looking for a quality keeper in USL Championship, and you find one in C.J. Cochran. Mateus has Mertz in front. Sends it to him down the left-hand side, looking for Mejia. But once again, well defended by Connor Antley and the Tampa Bay Rowdies to keep that rush from resulting in a goal for Atlanta United 2. Coming up on the last seconds here at Fifth Third Bank Stadium. And I think once the ball is thrown into play, hop and an attempted flick. I thought we were going to get a whistle, and there you go. 12 seconds passed, and there is the whistle from William Steffen. And an absolute masterclass and an example for the rest of the USL Championship, what Tampa Bay wants to accomplish in 2022.
Clean sheet for C.J. Cochran. He's got 2 of those this season, 3 times out. The Rowdies still unbeaten in their first 3. 3-0 winners tonight.
And we'll put a bow on it when we come back. Rowdies get 3 points, 3 in the back of the net. And we'll come back to wrap it all up when we come back here to Fifth Third Bank Stadium in Kennesaw. It's the USL Championship on ESPN Plus Tampa Bay. Full points tonight.
Los accidentes suceden sin avisar y conseguir el tratamiento médico que usted o un familiar merece puede resultar difícil si no cuenta con la ayuda de un buen abogado. Por eso nos dedicamos a pelear por sus derechos, asegurándonos que usted no solo reciba la compensación que merece, sino que también reciba la mejor atención médica. Le atendemos en español. 404-888-8888. Bader Law Firm, comprometidos con usted y su familia.
You wouldn't put your team on the same field as the pros. So why to the same doc?
Piedmont believes in the people powering Georgia. It's why we're leading real change in healthcare. To give you a better, seamless, more unified experience. So you can simply access and manage your care all in one place. With tools that make it easy to find and book a doctor from almost anywhere, anytime. And even check in before you walk in. Let's keep powering Georgia's growth. Piedmont. Real change lives here.
Welcome back to Kennesaw. Full points for Tampa Bay tonight. 3-0 over Atlanta United 2. Goals by Dos Santos, Dalgard, and LaCava. Add to their offensive totals. There's your man of the match, Dylan Castanera, brought to us by our friends at Piedmont Orthopedics.
Number of big saves for Castanera, 7 on the night as Tampa Bay, 26 shots in total, 10 on target.
Let's take a peek at the next 5s for both of these clubs. As you're going to have quick turns, and for Tampa Bay, it is at Al Lang against Hartford Athletic. 3 of their next 5 are at home after the home opener on the weekend.
So happy to see these cross-conference games as well. Tampa Bay at Oakland Roots is definitely one I'll be peeking in on.
Then for the home side and Atlanta United 2, you're going to get a common opponent here, Hartford Athletic, but not before the Charleston Battery come to town. Quick turn for the Twos to come back here to Fifth Third this weekend.
Sunday night, an opportunity to right the ship if you're Atlanta United 2 against your old rivals, the Charleston Battery. You got Detroit City coming on the 9th, and a couple of tough trips to Indy and Pittsburgh later in the month.
Yep, to the Mike and to Highmark on the 16th and the 23rd. Let's take a peek at our final numbers. You had mentioned some stats that are not on this board that were important in the build for Tampa Bay tonight. 26-6 on shots.
Yeah, 26-6, 10 on target, no shots on target for Atlanta United. Possession increased in the second half for the Rowdies up to 58.8. And that stat, possessions won in the final third, Tampa Bay actually got to 11 in that. And Atlanta United, too, wasn't able to create any of those turnovers that they thrive on.
Tampa Bay Rowdies putting up an early marker, an early notice for everyone in the Eastern Conference and for the USL Championship. Dominant performance tonight against Jack Collison and Atlanta United, too. But for the Twos, it's a chance to come back on the weekend against the rival Charleston Battery. For Jason Longshore, I am John Nelson. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight as Tampa Bay gets full points here in Kennesaw. We'll see you on the weekend. This is the USL Championship on ESPN+.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.